Gianna, lend me some money right now. This is an emergency. Just $5,000 is fine, so get it ready immediately. You're not thinking of refusing me, are you? Your mother-in-law is in trouble and you're not going to help. As the eldest son's wife, you should be more considerate.
Huh? What happened all of a sudden? Did something happen?
That doesn't matter. I need the money right now.
But you're suddenly asking for that much. What do you need the money for?
Oh, stop worrying about the details and just get the money.
I get it, but I can't hand over any cash without understanding why you need it.
I just did a little too much shopping.
Shopping? And that requires $5,000?
Well, there are other things too, like credit card payments.
Credit card payments? Wait, are you in debt, Patricia?
It's not debt. I just spent a little too much.
Isn't that basically debt?
Anyway, just send whatever cash you have right now.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that.
You have a job, so you can afford it, right? Jacob is our oldest son, and since you're his wife, it makes sense for you to back up your in-laws.
I appreciate everything you've done for me, but I have no obligation to support your financial troubles. Besides, I can't just hand over money without knowing what it's for.
You've been eating pretty well lately, haven't you? I noticed some fancy cheesecakes being delivered to your place the other day.
Patricia, when did you see that?
I saw it when I stopped by to pick up some leftovers.
That was a gift from work, not something I bought for luxury.
Work. You act all high and mighty, but you can't even take care of the house properly. You seriously lack awareness as Jacob's wife.
Patricia, I'm sorry, but I didn't marry into this family to support your finances. Also, isn't managing your own money your own responsibility?
Oh, what kind of attitude is that? You're my daughter-in-law, aren't you? I can't believe you talk to me like this.
Being family and lending money unconditionally are two completely different things.
Listen to me. People who don't take care of their parents always end up regretting it later. Besides, we're family, so helping each other is only natural.
Patricia, I understand how you feel, but suddenly asking for something like this puts me in a difficult position. At the very least, could you properly explain what the money is for?
Explain? I told you it's for my credit card payment. If I don't pay it off next month, my credit score will drop.
Isn't that something you should be managing yourself?
Oh, you're so cold. Do you have no desire to help your own parent?
I'm sorry, but I can't take responsibility for managing your finances.
So what? Just because you got married, you're not part of this family anymore?
That's not what I'm saying. It's because we're family that I want you to be more responsible with money.
Oh, I've had enough. You're really heartless. You're no daughter-in-law of mine.
Hey, Gianna. How have you been?
Oh, Emily. It's been a while.
Sorry for the sudden message. Are you free right now? Would it be okay if I came to your apartment near your work? There's something I really need to talk about.
Huh? What's going on all of a sudden?
I know you're at work, but I really need you to hear me out.
I don't mind if you come. Emily, did something happen? You don't sound too good.
Yeah. Actually, Mom kicked me out of the house.
What? Why?
I mean, I don't know whether to be shocked or furious. Mom said I looked disgusting because I gained weight and told me to leave. She said I can't come back until I lose weight and look like a model again.
Wait, what? Are you serious? She actually said that to you? That's awful. No mother should say that to her daughter. And calling you fat in the first place? This is unbelievable.
Right? I was completely speechless. And get this, I'm actually pregnant right now. Calling a pregnant woman fat is just ridiculous.
Wait, what? Oh, don't tell me. Does Patricia not even realize you're pregnant?
I don't think she does. You know how she's always been. She only says what she wants and never actually listens to other people. In her mind, the reason I'm staying at the house is because I got divorced and moved back in.
You're not divorced, right?
Of course not. My husband got assigned to an overseas project for a few months, and right around that time I found out I was pregnant. I was worried about going through pregnancy alone, and since my in-laws had already passed away, I had nowhere else to go. So I figured moving back home would be the best option. Though knowing how Mom is, I did have some concerns. But I thought it'd be better than being completely alone, since my brother and you were there. I never expected to be kicked out like this. Seriously, who says that to a pregnant woman?
Yeah, exactly. And just like we talked about before, you know when you explained that you'd be at your parents' house due to your husband's overseas work? Patricia was there, right?
She really has an unbelievable way of twisting things to fit her own narrative. I mean, how on earth do you misinterpret that story so badly that it turns into I got divorced because I couldn't have a kid and had to move back home?
That's literally the complete opposite of the truth. At this point, it feels like she's twisting things on purpose.
Oh, I know. She's never really taken me seriously, but at this point, it's so ridiculous I can't even be mad anymore. Honestly, it's almost funny in a way.
Oh, by the way, you're always welcome to come to my workplace. If you have your work stuff with you, you can just work here. Feel free to use the space.
Oh, I appreciate it. Right now, I'm doing a writing job about gourmet food subscriptions, and I was stressing out because the deadline is tight, so this really helps.
Wait, is it because you just got one of those gourmet food deliveries?
Yeah, exactly. It was actually a gift from the company because my last article got a crazy number of views. But of course, Mom assumed I just bought it for myself out of greed. She kept yelling, "Lazy, spoiled, fat people who waste money don't get to stay here." I was just speechless. I told her it was a work-related gift, but she wouldn't listen at all.
It's pretty rough to keep saying you don't have a job like that. I can't believe she would say something like that to her own daughter.
You went through the same thing, didn't you, Gianna?
Yeah, your mom never understood remote work at all.
That's part of the reason you rented an apartment specifically for work, right?
Exactly. I think I told you before. But my husband and I agreed to tell her that I work on the production line at a factory owned by a relative. That way I can use the no phone usage during work hours rule as an excuse to ignore her unreasonable calls.
Oh, seriously, I'm sorry for how much trouble she causes. I'm in the same boat, but this really makes me realize how much you've had to deal with.
Oh, no worries. You're struggling too, so we're in this together. Let's help each other out when things get tough.
Thank you. All right, I'm heading over now.
Do you need me to pick you up?
No, I'm good. I'll just take a taxi, so don't worry.
Got it. Be careful on your way here. I'll be waiting.
Gianna, do you have a moment?
Patricia?
I have something to ask you. It won't take long. Gianna, it's lunchtime now, right? You can text on what's up, can't you?
Patricia, what's going on? It's rare for you to message me at this time. Did something happen?
It's about Emily. You're not hiding her somewhere, are you?
Huh? Where would I even hide her?
Your parents' house, your relative's place. There are plenty of places you could have taken her. Besides, you were Emily's senior in high school, and you two have always been close. If she ran away, there's no doubt she'd go somewhere connected to you.
Well, I'm sorry, but I'm at work right now, and honestly, I have no idea what you're talking about. Did something happen with Emily since I left for work this morning?
Seriously, that girl. It looks like she's been obsessed with ordering gourmet food lately. And not just small treats. She's only getting expensive stuff. She doesn't even have a job. So where is she getting the money for all this? Another package arrived today, and it was a fancy box of gourmet cheesecake packed with fresh fruit.
Is that so?
She keeps eating things like that, so she's just getting bigger and bigger. She's honestly becoming an eyesore.
Excuse me, but I really need to go soon.
I mean, she already got divorced and moved back home, but she just locks herself in her room, typing away on her laptop like it's some kind of game. And she doesn't even try to work. Does she even understand her own situation? She's already infertile, and who knows if she'll ever get married again. So the least she could do is find a job and support herself. She doesn't work, she doesn't go outside. If she keeps living such a lazy life. Who on earth would ever choose her?
Hey, I really need to have lunch soon, or it'll affect my work this afternoon. So I'm sorry, but I'll have to go now.
This is a great opportunity, so I decided to make Emily become independent. Spoiling her won't solve anything. If I push her this far, she'll have no choice but to finally get a job, right? My method is the most effective. Got it? Don't even think about helping Emily. If you do, I'll make sure you get divorced from my son.
Well then, excuse me. Emily.
Gianna, what's up? I'm almost there.
Well, Emily, I just got a WhatsApp message from Mom. She says she wants to know where you are.
Huh? Was it something like, you're not hiding her somewhere, are you?
Yeah, pretty much exactly that. And on top of that, she started ranting about the same things you told me, saying you got divorced, that you're infertile, that you just waste time instead of working. It was almost word for word what you said. And she even said this was a good opportunity to force you to be independent, like she was getting rid of something unwanted.
I mean, I've been independent this whole time. I was only staying at my parents' house because of my husband's overseas assignment. It's not like I wasn't working. Well, my husband will be back in 3 days. As long as I can get through until then, it's not a big deal.
It takes about 2 hours to get back to your place, right?
Yeah, that's right. Originally, my husband was supposed to pick me up from my parents' house as soon as he got back from his trip, but at this point, there's no way I can last there until then.
In that case, why don't you stay at my work apartment for a few days?
Wait, really?
Of course. The building has a secure entry system, and the landlord is my relative, so if I explain the situation, no one will pry. I can at least give you a safe place to stay for now.
Oh, thank you. That really helps. I feel bad making you go out of your way, but I really appreciate it. Oh, I'm almost there.
Got it. I'll wait for you at the entrance.
Seriously, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Gianna, what the hell do you think you're doing? How dare you play dumb with me?
Patricia, what's going on? Why are you so furious?
Gianna, tell me where Emily is right now.
Huh? What are you talking about? You're suddenly demanding this out of nowhere.
I said, where's Emily? I need to bring her back immediately, or this is going to be a disaster.
Why the sudden change? Weren't you just saying you were going to make her independent?
Earlier, my husband and son came home from work, so I told them that I kicked Emily out and had no intention of letting her come back. Then they both exploded in anger. They told me her husband is only away on a temporary overseas assignment, and that she didn't gain weight from overeating. She's pregnant. That's why she was staying at home for the time being, and she's still been working this whole time.
That's correct.
Excuse me?
Emily explained all of this to you on the very first day she came back home. Why are you acting surprised now?
Huh?
I've thought about this for a while, but why is it that whenever Emily or I explain something, you twist it so badly it ends up meaning the exact opposite? Yet when your husband and son explain it, you suddenly understand everything perfectly. What kind of joke is that?
What? Well, it's clear that someone like you or Emily, who doesn't contribute much, would just fabricate stories. So I assumed the opposite must be true.
So, in other words, you never actually intended to believe anything we said in the first place.
Oh, that's not the point. Where's Emily right now?
Do you really think I'd tell you after everything you just said?
What are you saying? That girl is pregnant. Since you're infertile, the eldest son's family can't give us any grandchildren, so Emily is our only hope now.
Excuse me? Who told you that I was infertile?
What? But I thought your bridal checkup before marriage showed that you were infertile.
Oh, don't tell me. You twisted that story too? So that's why you were so against our marriage back then.
What?
I clearly told you that my bridal checkup showed no issues, didn't I?
Huh? What are you talking about? Your bridal checkup showed a problem, And you were told you're infertile, right?
No, that's completely wrong. That was never the case. I still have the test results from back then. If you need proof, I could show them to you. It clearly states no issues. You can check it yourself.
What?
You really need to do something about your tendency to jump to conclusions. Do you realize how much trouble you cause for the people around you because of it?
Huh? What kind of attitude is that? Fine, I'll be more careful from now on.
This isn't something that can just be fixed with a simple "I'll be careful."
What?
You kicked a pregnant Emily out of her own home, all because of your own misunderstandings and prejudices. Do you have any idea how much danger and stress that caused her? And now you think you can just brush it off like it was nothing? That's a serious problem.
But I thought she was just gaining weight because of her lazy lifestyle.
Emily clearly told you she was staying at home temporarily because she was pregnant. But you chose to twist that into she got fat from being lazy and threw a pregnant woman out of the house without hesitation. Luckily, she had a safe place to go and her husband will be back in 3 days. But what if she had nowhere to turn? What if a pregnant woman had been thrown out into the freezing cold with nowhere to go? And just thinking about that possibility is terrifying.
But I didn't mean for that to happen.
That's exactly why I'm making this clear to you now. After discussing it with my husband this afternoon, we've decided to move forward with ending our cohabitation.
What? You're ending cohabitation?
Until now, we've been living together because my husband's previous company went bankrupt and he had just started a new job. But your constant mistreatment of me, your complete lack of understanding about my work, the unnecessary expenses and inconveniences caused by the situation, and the toll it has taken on my mental health, I've been holding on for as long as I could, but after considering everything, I've realized that I simply can't endure this any longer. And then there's what you did to Emily. If I were to get pregnant one day and the same thing happened to me, just thinking about it is terrifying.
I swear I would never do it again. Please, don't say that.
You've already lost our trust to the point where we can't believe those words anymore.
No way.
Even as we're speaking now, I can't help but wonder if you're twisting my words into something convenient for yourself again. That kind of constant fear and anxiety is unbearable. So please, let us live separately. No, I'm telling you, we are moving out.
Oh, this can't be happening. Gianna? Hey, Gianna, are you there?
Yes, what is it?
Please, you have to help me.
What's wrong?
I'm begging you. Talk to David and convince him.
Huh? By David, do you mean your husband?
Yes, your father-in-law says he wants a divorce. He's furious, saying he embarrassed himself because of my misunderstanding. But honestly, I have no idea what he's even talking about.
Ah, that. So even after everything, your tendency to jump to conclusions and twist facts hasn't changed one bit, has it?
What kind of attitude is that?
Actually, your husband spoke to me about this a little while ago. The other day, while he was out visiting clients, he stopped for lunch. You happened to run into him there, didn't you? At that time, you assumed that the two women sitting with him were his staff and treated them quite rudely.
Well, if they were my husband's staff, it's only natural that they show respect to their boss's wife, isn't it?
No, those two women weren't his staff. They were important business partners from a major client.
What? Oh, that's impossible. Those young women couldn't possibly hold such high positions.
But it's the truth. They're both CEOs who started their own companies at a young age. Your husband's company had been working hard to establish a new business deal with them. They had just finished discussing terms and decided to have lunch together during the break. And that's when you showed up. Apparently, just when the deal was about to be finalized, your husband had to step away to take a call from another client. And in the meantime, you made a series of extremely rude remarks. As a result, the women were furious at your behavior and immediately canceled the deal altogether.
What?
Your husband was devastated. While it wasn't enough to get him formally penalized, he was severely yelled at by his company's executives and his colleagues. That deal would have brought huge profits to the company, but You completely ruined it.
Oh, that's not fair. How was I supposed to know if he didn't properly explain it to me?
But he did explain it to you.
What?
Before taking that call, your husband explicitly told you, these women are business partners, so please, be polite.
What? Did he really say that?
That's what your husband told me.
No, that can't be. Wait, it's not important right now. There's something more urgent. Gianna, please talk to my husband and convince him not to go through with the divorce.
I fully support your husband's decision, so I have no intention of persuading him otherwise.
What? Hold on. You're about to get divorced too, so you should understand how I feel.
Excuse me? What are you talking about?
I'll convince my son to stay married to you if you do the same for me. So just tell my husband not to leave me.
Patricia, we're not getting divorced.
What? You said you were separating and getting a divorce.
No, what we decided was to end our cohabitation with you. In other words, we're moving out of this house and living alone together as a couple, without you.
What?
See? You twisted the story again to fit your own narrative.
Huh? What are you talking about?
This is going nowhere.
What?
I can't deal with this anymore. Goodbye.
Gianna?
Gianna, it's been a while. How have you been?
Emily, it's been a while. I was wondering how you were doing.
Sorry for not reaching out sooner. Let me say this properly. Hello. Thank you for everything you've done for me. You really helped me out, and I'm truly grateful.
Hey, Emily. I'm glad to see you doing well. How have you been? Are you feeling okay? You're not overexerting yourself, are you?
Yeah, I'm feeling fine now. No issues at all. My husband finally came back, and we've settled back into our own home, so I can finally relax. The stress has gone down a lot, and I feel much more at peace now.
I'm glad to hear that. As long as you're able to take it easy, that's a relief.
Yeah, thanks to you. How about you, Gianna? I know things must be tough, but are you doing okay?
Yeah, thanks for asking. Actually, yesterday, my husband and I moved all of our stuff from his parents' house and brought it over to my work apartment. It was a bit of a hassle, but for now, we're settling in here, temporarily, while we start searching for a new place as soon as possible.
That must have been exhausting. Moving all your stuff takes way more effort than you'd think. I'm sure it was tough, but I hope you find a place where you can really settle in.
Thanks. Right now, we're just trying to get through the transition as smoothly as possible. I really hope we can find a good place soon.
Well, I'm sure you'll find a great place. Knowing you, I bet you'll find somewhere amazing.
Thank you for saying that. That really lifts my spirits.
Now, the only thing left is my parents. I can't help but worry about them and how things will turn out.
Yeah, I really hope the divorce goes smoothly. Ideally, they can resolve things peacefully.
Yeah, I hope so too. No matter what, those two have a lot of complicated issues to deal with.
The best outcome would be nothing bad happening, but at the very least, I just hope they don't hurt each other more than necessary.
Yeah, really.
Oh, I should get back to work soon. It was so nice catching up. Thanks for texting me.
Same here. I have so much work piled up, I'm kind of panicking. I'll message you again soon. Take care and good luck with everything.
Got it. Talk to you later. Good luck with work, and if anything comes up, don't hesitate to reach out. In the end, Patricia's actions finally came back to haunt her, something that can only be described as karma. For years, we endured her extreme bias, rude behavior, and constant mistreatment. But at last, she had to face the consequences of her own actions. My father-in-law finally decided to divorce her. Up until now, no matter how irrational or unreasonable she was, he turned a blind eye simply because her behavior never directly affected him. However, this time, her continued lack of consideration, especially her mistreatment of Emily and her complete disrespect toward business partners, became the final straw, and my father-in-law finally woke up. After the divorce was finalized, Patricia was cut off by both her son and daughter. As a result, she decided to return to her hometown, but she had completely forgotten that she had already been disowned by her own parents years ago. By the time she got there, the house she once called home had long been sold to someone else. With nowhere to go, she ended up taking a live-in job just to survive. But with her personality, it was only a matter of time before she became disliked and completely isolated. This was, without a doubt, a consequence of her own actions. We have no intention of ever getting involved with her again, as long as my father-in-law does not become a burden to us, and most importantly, as long as Emily can move forward without being affected, we can finally breathe a sigh of relief. Seeing Patricia's terrible behavior ultimately come back to ruin her brings at least a small sense of closure. Someone who treats others so horribly will inevitably end up alone and without a place to belong. And in the end, this was the outcome she brought upon herself.
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.